What's up, everybody? This is the Sports League Podcast. Back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got the co-host, Amanda. Great to have you back on, Amanda. We got All Pro Abe. Triple A is complete. We're ready to talk some football. John Abraham's got the sweet background.
Lap that ass.
On
Go through
that
the smoke,
note,
baby.
keeping it family friendly tonight.
Amanda, since you're wearing all Packers gear, which I don't know why, but we'll start with your Packers beating up on the Commanders, getting to a 2-0 start. And the defense was dominant for a second week in a row. I keep going back to adding Micah Parsons as just up the level of everyone on that defense, and they're just playing really well right now.
I mean, the defense is getting after the quarterbacks. Micah Parsons has looked great, but something about the mentality of the team. Like you listen
Yeah.
to Micah's interviews, he's like, I just want to be here. Everybody wants this so bad. Like I feel like as a morale boost and like just the personality of the team, they're vibing really well. I'm not getting cocky at all. But my favorite part of this week, Jaden Reed broke his collarbone. Very sad, horrible. We've had receiver issues. That sucks. He had surgery and he woke up from surgery, was completely high off his ass, mumbling some shit about Packers going to the bowl. We turn. I love him. Even high, he's thinking about a Super Bowl win. So if that doesn't
That's
tell you
awesome.
about the Packers mentality this year, I mean, I don't know what does.
I mean, it is pretty crazy, quite the coincidence, John. I mean, Favre won when he was 27. Rodgers won when he was 27. Jordan Love turns 27 this year. I wonder if they keep it going.
Yeah, and a lot of rock and roll heroes died at 27 too. So,
Yeah.
so we ain't gonna
Do
talk
you
about that.
guys,
But
so John, as a former Jets player, do you think the Jets are just watching Jordan Love and being like, "Ooh, 13 years, man, that boy's gonna be ours." Like,
hey, no, that's funny because yes, but I don't want to talk about that. So I really do feel like what y'all said does make sense. The big thing is a mentality, and I think Amanda understand that. Alex, you understand it's a mentality. It's kind of like when I'm on the show, it's different. I don't give a damn what y'all effing say. No, I'm joking, but it's like I definitely think they don't have anything to say that we don't have now. So
Yeah.
Jordan Love feels more confident. Everybody. The whole. Let's look at the crowd. Green Bay always had a great crowd, but Amanda's got a little light shining now. It's a little different. She got her old hat on, so it's like everybody's feeling that morale in the air. It's kind of like when Tom Brady went to Tampa. They not like they saying that Tom Brady's a goat, not because he was a goat, because he brought that mentality in. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he came in there, even with Stafford when he went to the Rams. Like the Rams like
Yeah.
we're a good team. We just need like a little attitude. We need somebody got a chip on their shoulder right now. And he went in there, won a Super Bowl. Now I don't know if he's gonna go back ever again, but it's just that mentality you bring. Even with a coach coming in, like UNC thought that Bill Belichick was going to bring that, but he brought somebody else with him. So that's the problem with that. So I think it's just a mentality. Like Amanda said, it's just like everybody's toned in now because they're like, oh, we have an option. I remember in 2012 when I stayed with the Falcons, it was because I felt it in the air. Even though we didn't make it to the Super Bowl, I felt that team. Well, I felt that morale. I felt that like in my mind, it was like only thing I could see was Super Bowl. And literally, players get that vision. It's kind of like I'm sure both of y'all have a vision of being on a bigger platform right now. So that's the vision that you have, and you can't break it. Like, and I think everybody has that vision. No matter if they win 4 or 5 games, and let's say they lose 2 or 3 games, their mind is already focused on it. That's why you don't see that in Kansas City anymore. Kansas City, I don't see that focus. We don't feel that aura. Now we see Kansas City, and it's like everybody around Kansas City was like they're going on too. Like there's
Yeah.
nobody could say we even though the game was close, everybody was just like, oh yeah, it's over with. Before the season, last year I was like, oh Kansas City. Then I was like, nah. Then it was like this year I was like, nah. And they showing us like nah. And
yeah.
and Green Bay just might be that squad this year, man.
I
Well,
mean,
and yeah, that belief, Amanda, seems to elevate everybody. And a guy like Tucker Kraft, who's been considered just like kind of a role player, goes off on Thursday night and looks like maybe a future star.
well, we've done the wide receiver by committee for a couple of years now, and that was kind of my biggest issue is we had a lot of talent, but we never really like identified a wide receiver one. Christian Watson's out, so Jaden Reed becomes the number one. Matthew Golden comes in. Obviously, he's going to be our number one at some point, but he's still new. So Tucker Kraft steps in, next man up, and he had an amazing game. But my
Yeah.
favorite thing is I don't really like super shit talky players on my team. I like watching them on other teams. Like Baker Mayfield, run your mouth. Talk all your shit on the field. Like I'm not personally affected if you can't back it up. But before the game, Micah Parsons was like, Jaden Daniels better be ready. Like, I'm not giving him an inch. You can't outrun me, and you sure as hell can't outplay me. And he was all over Jaden Daniels. So I love a man
Yeah.
who talks some shit and can back it up. But I agree with Abe. Like, the vibes are there. And we've seen a little bit of late season spiciness, a little bit of magic, not last year, but the year before from the Packers, where they kind of went on a run and it seemed like something might be happening. And they were just a few building blocks shy of that. And I feel like we've got all the pieces this year. And
Well,
I don't know. I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
we'll see if they can finish the deal. And if you look at the Packers' schedule, I mean, they can go on a run here. They're 2-0. You're at the Browns. You're at the Cowboys. You should be able to win those. The Bengals don't look as tough.
Yeah,
At
the
the
Bengals aren't
Cardinals,
going to have their starting quarterback when we play
yeah,
them.
you
But
might
I'll take
not lose until week 7 or week 8.
I
You know?
hate the week 5 bye week situation. I wish that was later because we've got such a light schedule coming into that. I feel like our bye week is wasted this year. Like we don't need a
Yeah.
break after the first 4 weeks.
You ready to roll 17 straight, huh? Just give me a bye week. Give me 2 bye weeks at the end
Yeah.
of the year.
Terrible.
John, looking at the Commanders, they lose Austin Eckler for the season. That's a big loss. They traded away Brian Robinson, and something just seems a little bit off there. Now you got Jaden Daniels with a knee injury. He might miss week 3. A really slow start for the Commanders this year.
Well, we haven't had a quarterback in the last 3 years that their second year has been great. Everybody doing the sophomore slump, like literally everyone
Yeah,
has. It's
CJ
not even because
Stroud.
yeah,
we have these great rookies the last year. We're getting so used and poised to seeing it. Cam Ward don't look like one at all right now, but we're seeing like it's a part of football. I think they have that energy when they first come in. They don't care about messing up. And then that second year, it's just like people know who you are now. You like
yeah.
we know who you are. You're not amazing. You're not scaring us no more. Like sure, you're going to be a good quarterback for the rest of your career, but that second year is the year they really have to master the game. Because I remember my rookie year, it was just like hell. I'm just going to have fun. If I don't do well, if I do, it's just my rookie year, so I can write it off. But they go out here and have spectacular years. Like Washington damn near could make the Super Bowl, and then y'all looking like and also the quarterback got hurt. We got a lot of hurt quarterbacks right now. That's that
Yeah.
I hate that part of the game because we never get to see the real player. Because
Mhm.
and at the end of their career, you could think about all the games you missed and stuff. But yeah, they look trashy. I'm sorry.
Now, yeah, and Amanda, the Commanders did add a defensive end, Preston Smith, former Packer. Maybe that can help them defensively get to the quarterback, but we'll see.
But I mean, why are you adding a veteran player when your team is already the oldest in the NFL? I don't think
They're super
that
old.
team needs any more old at the end of their career kind of players. Bring in somebody young with some energy. Like, are they just sitting around drinking Metamucil together after the games? Like, uh, that's not the player I would have gone after in their situation if I were them.
The Washington retirement home.
Dude, for real.
Y'all some haters. Y'all leave them 30 and over. Congratulations, 30 and over. Congratulations. I'm happy for them.
I
Get
mean,
a
I'm
job.
I'm
Keep a
glad
job,
that
get a check, baby. Keep a job and get a check.
Yep.
yeah, but like I'm not talking shit when I say they're the oldest by roster, they're the oldest team in the NFL.
He
And they
got
did
70
Yeah.
it
sacks though.
against the youngest team in the NFL, the Packers. I mean, the Packers made them look tired.
But he bringing 70 sacks, he bringing experience, him and Von Miller. They bringing experience. So I think I'm not saying they're giving the year up, but they like, hey, let's get some more because
Mhm.
maybe they thinking that, the quarterback is good, but he's not mature enough. So we need to get some more age around here because we need these young guys to grow up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes you bring the older guys and you kind of seasons might not be like you want to do. Hell, let's get some older guys in here and play them for a
Some
year.
more
Yeah,
leadership.
get this year out of the way. We won't want to spend a lot of money on a good player right now. Wait till the next draft, and let's load up on D line. Like let's look like the Falcons did this year. Let's look like the Jets now with a lot of people that's young and they can fill Von Miller's spot.
Yeah.
I
So
think moving forward, the Commanders really need to work on that O line. I mean, they face Max Crosby next. They really need to. I mean, we pressured them 46% of the time. They figured out what their weaknesses are at this point. And then moving forward, I mean, their depth is going to be tested. They're down Austin Eckler with his Achilles. That was bad. As soon as he went down, I knew that was his Achilles, which is an awful loss. I mean, he was having a great season, it looked like coming into this game. And then Dietrich Wise Jr. is out with a quad injury. So I hope that Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin can kind of just start clicking a little bit better. I haven't really seen that chemistry from them. So now would be a great time for that to kick in.
Yeah, and they might not even get that opportunity in week 3, as it sounded like Jaden Daniels might not be able to go. So Marcus Mariota might start that game. And, so we'll see. You're seeing not only a lot of quarterback injuries, but a lot of poor offensive line play
Mhm.
early this year. And so it's just a bad combination. But let's get to Sunday. The 1-0 Jags at the 1-0 Bengals. This game was actually really entertaining. The Bengals beat the Jags 31-27 despite losing Joe Burrow in the second quarter. John, you messaged me that Burrow had gone down. I didn't get to see it live. And I was like, hopefully he can return to the game. But now it's looking like he might miss 3 months. That's a major injury, a major loss for Cincy.
Yeah, he's been sacked over 200 times, and I hate to say it. I got to put some of it on him. I know the line is terrible, but you got to get the damn
Mhm.
ball out. Like,
Yeah.
either the coaches are not coaching right. If you know you got a terrible line, you got to do something to protect that quarterback. Because even when he got hurt this time, he tried to fight for yards. Just go down, Joe. Like, you don't got to be
Yeah.
a Superman every time. If you're stuck in the pocket, let somebody get close. You just go ahead and take the sack. Because you're getting hurt every damn year almost. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
time for you to, like, if you see somebody coming, just either throw it in the vicinity of a receiver out of bounds, or you got to just take the sack, because all this trying to fight extra is what getting them hurt. Because every time we see them
Yeah.
hurt, it's not like somebody coming around the corner like undressed. It's like he doing this, trying to. Yeah, and I mean that's his job. I mean, I understand the mind of a football player. If you want to escape and do this, but they're gonna have to sit and tell him like, look, Joe, we trying to get at least 10 more years out of you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you got to just take sacks. You see that man coming, you ain't being no B word. You just being safe. We need you for later. But I think he's holding the ball too long. Because think he was backing up, coming forward. Like, dude, do what Peyton Manning do. When that rush come, you just go to the right or left and then throw it out of bounds. I used to hate Peyton Manning. I used to hate like playing guys, even Brett Favre. When Brett Favre them got to it, they would stay in the pocket for a little while, then they'll hit left or right, and then they'll just throw it out of bounds. Like you get so close to them, they just throw it out of bounds. I'm like, you know.
But I think you hit it on the head with he's trying to be Superman. He's trying to do too much. And but Amanda, the Bengals need to fix that O line. We're going on 3 years. They haven't
So
fixed it.
bad.
Yeah.
The Bengals O line and Minnesota's O line this week, Swiss
Yeah.
cheese. I felt
Yeah.
so bad for both quarterbacks. JJ McCarthy got his. I mean, and yeah,
Hey, that was the Falcons pass rush, not the Vikings O line.
No. I would say it was the O line. I'm just saying that I don't think JJ McCarthy is still ready yet. I'm not saying
Yeah.
he's
no,
not going to be a good quarterback. I'm just saying because I was speaking on
with
another
it.
podcast and I was like, he's still a rookie to me. Because they were
Mhm.
like, he's
No, he
Mhm.
not a
is.
rookie.
He's
I'm
played
like,
2 games.
yeah, I said he's still a rookie. They
Yeah.
was like, he's not a rookie though. I said he literally is still a rookie, man. He don't know anything about football. And a couple of those times, and I'm not saying like they did a heck of a job. I think, but a couple of times, a few of those guys came free. So y'all are totally right. But who making the calls? So is it the O line? Is it him like calling who the middle linebacker is? Because with Diablo for Atlanta, he blitz sometimes he don't. Now if you call him the wrong blitzes or you call him the wrong guy for the middle guy, and because they slid a couple times and they just had free rushers got a sack, free
Yeah.
rushers
Yeah.
got a sack, and like I love seeing sacks. And I'm like, I don't like fake like when people say pressure sacks. I don't like the fake stuff. Like, did they mess up or did you get a sack? You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
like because me being a pure sack guy, I had to like do
You want
things.
to
I had
earn
to
it.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I love when you're rolling how they were rolling. But just don't get it false because when we played Tampa, when Falcons played Tampa last week, they had him just running. But
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield, your guy, knows how to find creases in. Like whenever they're coming from here, coming, and I'm saying with JJ didn't see that. Like JJ didn't
Yeah.
know. Like, okay, he's coming from the left side, not getting blocked. I need to throw this ball quick. Or if he's coming down the middle, I can't do it. So like, they were dropping back, getting sacked. So it not saying he's going. He's still learning. You can tell he's still
Yeah.
young because some of the
Well,
sacks he took, he shouldn't have took.
I mean, my take on JJ McCarthy is he spent his career at Michigan handing the ball off to Blake
Right.
Corum. It works. We won a championship. It was amazing. I thought Minnesota was going to move up in the draft, grab him, sit him behind Kirk Cousins for 2 or 3 years, give him the Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, like
Yeah, long
give him the Tom
development.
Brady treatment. Sit him behind
Yeah,
a solid veteran and let him learn a little bit more. And then he missed all of last season. He doesn't have that solid veteran presence, and now I think he's in too soon. Also, I said maybe it was going to be a rough week. He had a baby a week and a half ago. He and his wife, brand new spanking baby, a week old. The baby's not sleeping well. Dad's not sleeping well. So, I mean, if he bounces back after this week, we can chalk it up to newborn baby situation a little bit, but I mean that O-line needed to step up. Atlanta looked great.
He's out
yeah,
for a week or two, aren't he? Isn't he? Because of his ankle.
Yeah,
yeah. He's out
convenient
to the
timing to
core.
take paternity leave there, bud.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like,
Well,
oh, he didn't get paternity leave, so now he's like, oh, my old injury bugging me a little bit.
Paternity leave, good one.
I do. I think there might be something to that. It might be like he might be a little injured, but it might be performance based too. Like he did
Right.
not look good in that game. But coming circling around back to the Bengals here, Amanda.
Oh yeah,
That
I want to talk
Jake,
about Jake Browning because
he
that was a
looked
Jared
good.
Goff game. No, that was a Jared Goff game. That 5 touchdown, 5 interception game, three
Yeah,
TDs. I mean, he threw two, ran for one, 3 interceptions. Like that was some Jared Goff bullshit. It worked. He kept the offense going, but it was messy. It was fun to watch, but it was
yeah.
messy.
But it's not long term sustainable, right? That's
No.
why I would be making a trade to bring in Jameis Winston or Kirk Cousins or somebody that if just in case Browning struggles or whatever.
Yeah, and I really thought Chase Brown would step in this season as the running back, especially with the Joe Burrow injury. I thought he'd get going during this game. It was the perfect opportunity to get your running game involved. But he finished with 14 carries for 42 yards, which is
Yeah,
not at all what you want when your star quarterback is out.
yeah. So yeah, I mean it's looking like a lost season for the Bengals. I don't, they're in a tough division. I don't see them making the playoffs without Joe Burrow. So we'll see. If it were up to me, I would trade for Kirk Cousins and see if we can get him to revert to his Viking days. But John, what did you think of the Jags? I know you've been critical of them. They've been playing better to start the year, but they absolutely blow this game. And I don't know about going for it on fourth down there late in the
Yeah.
game when they could have gone up six, put the pressure on a quarterback who's already thrown 3 interceptions.
Yeah, it was 4th and 5 on the Cincinnati 7 with less than 4 minutes left, up 3 points. Why would you
Yeah,
go for it there?
I don't know. What do you think, John?
I mean, that's how the football is becoming now. I mean, I've seen so many fourth and ones. I mean, I watched the
Yeah,
games. It was literally on the other side of the 50, like on the 30. They went for it on fourth and one. And I was like, y'all, it's getting absurd, man. Like
yeah.
I don't understand football anymore. I don't
It's like
understand.
kids playing
Bro,
Madden.
hey man, I really don't. But I can say that Travis Hunter played well. He had a couple penalties, but he still played well.
Yeah,
I'm Trevor Lawrence just still ain't that guy to me yet. I'm trying to love him, y'all. I promise you. Not because he's a Clemson guy either. Not because he's a
No,
Clemson guy. I
I'm with
promise you.
you.
It's just that,
I have never
yeah,
gotten there with him.
yeah. It's just. I can't touch what's wrong with this team. You know what I mean? I think they always have an explosive defense, which I love, but it's just like nothing attracts me. You know what I mean? Nothing like ETN. Is he even playing? Like he's supposed to be like 1,000-yard rusher by now.
yeah,
I'm seeing nothing.
yeah. Amanda's messing with my notes here, so. But anyways, yeah. So to me, the big issue here is Brian Thomas Jr. Honestly, he was one of the best receivers last year as a rookie, but there was a couple times where he alligator armed a pass, where he was looking over his shoulder. For whatever reason, he seems to be out of it. I don't know if there's a chemistry thing with him and Trevor Lawrence. The Jags have some things they need to figure out,
I
but
think he think he's bigger than the team now.
yeah,
Guys be having these big deals. You remember I sent you that clip? I sent it to you like twice because I was like, dude, it's embarrassing. But also, I think you don't have respect for your quarterback. If you're not
yeah,
willing to go across the middle, and Amanda, it was blatantly bad. Like it
it
was,
was
it was like
bad.
sometimes you can see like a couple times you're like, oh no, they just over exaggerate. He literally was like ducking and like Like
Yeah,
he seen it, he was just like putting his hand out and pulling back, and I'm like, wow, is this going to be on film for you to watch? And I
Yeah.
think I has it because I don't know if y'all seen this flick one time, but Peyton was talking to one of his receivers. He said, "I won't throw it to you again." Like
yeah,
I think the guy it was a tight end or something. He went across the middle and he turned wrong, and he was like, "Look, I'm throwing the ball to where I want you to be. You got to be there. If you ain't there, I'm not going to throw to you again." And
yeah,
he's going to have to say the same thing to him. Like, I know you're our star receiver and everything, but if you're going to be Gator arming, like he dropped one right, they could have scored a
Hmm.
touchdown right there. He dropped it, and it was like
Yeah.
yeah.
ugly. But then
That
the
was
two one Gator arm in the obvious in the end zone, and then another Gator arm like come across the middle that led to an interception. So
yeah,
as a quarterback, how you can be comfortable like that? Like that for me, that's all about you don't have respect for the quarterback you
Yeah.
have.
yeah,
And I feel like the quarterback needs to be pissed off about that. Like the quarterback needs to be emotionally invested in the game and go. I mean, Travis Kelce threw a little bit of a sideline temper tantrum. He was screaming that he was sick of this shit. Like, but you want to see that in your quarterback. Like, if you're making plays and they're not working out, you want to see your quarterback upset. You want to see him
yeah,
fired up and wanting to win. I just don't get those vibes from that team that anyone cares.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see if the Jags can get it going. They play the Texans. This is a big AFC South matchup in Week 3. The 0-2 Texans at the 1-1 Jags. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on that one. For the Bengals, they go to Minnesota, looking at like uh who is it? Carson Wentz against Jake
Carson Wentz.
Browning. So
I sent Alex something earlier. I was like, put that game at 4 a.m. No one wants to see that shit.
4
yeah, but I
a.m.
responded and said I'd be up at 4 a.m. watching it. So
Put it at 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 o'clock in the I would gladly sleep through that game. I have no desire.
Not
Like,
at all.
oh, garbage.
speaking
Um,
of a game, go ahead, Amanda.
I was just gonna say, Alex and I have been floating quarterback options for the Bengals moving forward because you can't just have Jake Browning, you got to have someone else. They reached out to the Packers about Malik Willis. The Packers have worked out Jorian Thompson Robinson. Um, I am not. I don't want Malik gone. I know it is.
Good
It would
luck.
make sense as a GM to trade him this year. He's going into a contract year next year. We're not going to be able to afford to keep him. He's an amazing backup quarterback.
Yeah,
It would make sense to trade him, but it feels very safe to have him on the bench right now. Like I'm comfortable with him there just in case. Because Jordan Love does not know how to fucking slide. That man, if
Yeah.
he that oof, if he keeps
well,
sliding like that, he's gonna make it through week 4 and then he's gonna be getting some kind of surgery for some shit. We need like a sliding grace coach to come into Green Bay and teach Tucker Kraft how to take a hit and how to go down smoothly and Jordan Love because those baby giraffes are not gonna make it through the season if we keep that shit up.
Baby giraffes.
That's how they have you seen them fall? Man, fucking clumsy.
let's go to a game that was not expected to be very good and turned out to be one of the best games of the weekend. The Cowboys and the Giants. Both teams looking for their first win. Dallas with 8 straight wins against the Giants. This game, the Giants led 37-34 with 25 seconds left. And Amanda, I'm sure you love this with Brandon Aubrey hitting a 64-yarder to force overtime.
I was like, oh, he's gonna sink this. Like he's good from 70. Like
Yeah.
his one before that, it was like 58 or something. Like it was a long one. That thing could have kept going for another 20 yards. Like he is guaranteed to make it. Like I was so chill. I was like, oh, they got this. It felt very weird for me to be rooting for the Cowboys in this one. But it was a fun game. I was having so much fun. It was back and forth. There was spice to it. I mean, it was a good time.
Hey, but this was vintage Russell Wilson, bro. He threw for 450 yards.
Yeah. Okay. Let's flip back to last week when we had Pittsburgh and the Jets. Two bad teams playing each other. That's all we saw. That's all we saw.
Yeah.
That's why you saw a high score. That's why you saw all this
It's still
amazing
fun.
stuff. Like I said, I'm just saying, me personally watching the game, everybody was excited who was a Giant because oh my God, they hang with the Cowboys, and the Cowboys like, oh my God, they won the game. But I'm like, dude, they're two like
You're both
teams that
terrible.
Yeah.
thank you. That's what I'm saying. And I ain't trying to be rude. And everybody say, oh,
Yeah.
Dak is so great. CD still dropping balls. You still got the same stuff, man. And like I guess the young guy for the Giants who did the little thing, like then they end up losing the game. It's just like y'all are two average teams playing each other. Y'all are not great right now. Y'all just playing each other. Like
Yeah,
when I watched the Jets in the Pittsburgh game, everybody was talking about, oh my God, the Jets going to be great this year. Oh my God, Pittsburgh's going to be great. The next week, we seen what both of those teams really are. And I'm not
yeah,
knocking the Jets because I love Aaron Glenn. So next week, when we see the Giants, and next week when we see the Cowboys, we'll see the real teams again. But right now, they were just two evenly matched teams that played good ball because they played against each other. Like,
Well,
come on,
you said they played good ball. They played competitive ball because they were playing at the same level.
exactly.
I don't want to say good.
I'll say
yeah,
good because it scored a lot of points. It gave a lot of guys confidence. So I'll say good ball because he did throw for
Okay.
400 yards, and also he gave his receiver neighbors a lot of oh, I'm good. I can play with these guys. I'm playing the Cowboys, but Diggs looked like he was just came off the street. Diggs looked terrible. I don't know if him and his brother got something going on with Cardi, and all of them just she's just messing the whole family up. But dude, did you see Diggs? If I was
I mean, she's
Diggs, man.
pregnant. She announced that she's pregnant this
Well, that,
week. Maybe
well,
that.
that's from the brother though, so he must be partying
yeah,
with his brother. Because man, we got one, man. We trapped one. We got one.
Well,
Yes,
that's what I'm
we gonna
saying.
be rich
Maybe
forever.
there's some family
We gonna be
drama, but
rich forever. But no, he played terrible. Like if y'all see what he gave up and just the routes, the neighbors is gonna be a good receiver. But
yeah.
if you're playing against CD Lamb and you're playing against uh, you playing against supposed to be a good receiver in practice and stuff. You playing against these guys in practice, but then you come in the game and just stink it up, man. It's like everybody was saying, like just because he had all the interceptions, he wasn't great. And I was like, no, he's a pretty good player. But it's like last year, this year, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if he deserved all that. He was just in the right place for the interceptions because he got
yeah,
toasted, man. He got toasted out there.
It's funny to me in this one because you look at the Giants matchup last week, and I was like, the Commanders need to cut down on these penalties. They had 12 penalties. This one, the penalties in this matchup, crazy. They had
ridiculous.
14 penalties for 160 yards. James Hudson the third committed four penalties back-to-back plays. He had 30
Yeah,
yards of penalties just on him.
yeah,
He got his ass benched.
smacking
Threw a temper
people.
tantrum about it. Who are you freaking pimp slapping somebody on the field for? That's a helmet. You're gonna hurt your hand. That's stupid. But that was crazy. And what's funny is there were three penalties on the same play, but they got balanced out by an unsportsmanlike conduct on CD Lamb. Like
Yeah,
there should have been 180, almost 200 yards of penalties in this game. It was disgusting. This discipline situation needs sorted out. If they can address those, they might have won this one.
yeah, this game was entertaining as hell, but I think we all agree with Abe that it was just kind of like two bad teams, and someone's got to win this one, right? And I hope that the Cowboys, I hope you're right, that the Cowboys come back down to earth next week because they're playing my Bears, and we need to win desperately. But what do you guys think of the Cowboys signing Jadeveon Clowney to a 1-year deal?
I like it.
It's
No,
something.
I don't
They
get
did
it.
they did something. I mean,
I,
for it just they were that meme where you could poke them with a stick, like do something. They
yeah, I
did
don't know.
nothing. They
It's not
addressed
a.
none of their issues.
Whoever you bring in is not going to fill those draws, that jock strap, or anything above. Like sometimes you got to just know that we're gonna ride out with this season, and we're gonna like
Mhm.
bring a no name in. And I like
Yeah.
Clowney's a Gamecock, just like I'm a Gamecock, but Clowney is not a game changer like that. Like he
Yeah.
might
Yeah,
have he might make a play. And they just highlight him the whole year for that one play, and
yeah,
kind of like he did in college. He was great in college, but he's known for that one hit. But the Cowboys need to just realize that okay, let's change the defense up. Let's try to get it so we can pressure more. Let's try to do something to camouflage that we don't have Michael Parsons now. Let's just be very dynamic on our defense. Let's blitz corners. Let's do like the
yeah,
old Dallas Cowboys. Let's get like Smith and like people are just rushing through the middle. Let's just do dumbass stuff so people be like, hey, the Cowboys exist because everybody's looking at Dak to win this year and Dak is a good quarterback, but he's not a playoff guy. So 2 playoffs, the whole come on, man, 2 win, like it's like for real. If I'm them, I'm just gonna mix and match. I'm doing all kind of crazy stuff. We ain't bringing no superstars in. We ain't trying to bring no names to look good, and we ain't gonna waste no more money. Whoever we got here, we're gonna ride with it, and y'all just be ready.
yeah. Yeah, so hopefully my Bears can get a win. And let's talk about the Bears now. Unfortunately, I wish we could skip this game, but we have to talk about it. The
Just the
Lions.
highlight. Alex, what team did you pick in this matchup?
So foolishly, I thought, uh, I mean, forgive me, but as a Bears fan, I thought that we would show up against a division rival, that Ben Johnson, of all people, would be ready to go up against his former team. And it started out all right. It was 21-14. It's a back and forth game. And then the second half, we just get our ass kicked. Ben Johnson's going for it. That you talk about that going for it from your own 30. That was Ben Johnson like twice.
Yeah.
And let me bring this one back up because it's relevant again. The Detroit Matt Nagy. I said it when we were going to hire him. I'm not feeling it. Amanda, what do you think as a division rival watching this game?
So I have an issue with week one games because I feel like you don't know who the team is after week one. They've taken
Yeah,
away a week of preseason. Preseason is just about figuring out who your starters are, not actually playing the real game. So moving into week one now with the shorter preseason, I feel like a lot of teams are still working out their kinks. So I don't think Detroit fully showed up in week one. I do think Green Bay was a much better team and probably still would beat them this week if they were matching up. But I think Detroit is more of who they were this week. And maybe
yeah,
Chicago was a little bit confident with how poor Detroit looked in week one.
yeah,
Um, but I think the biggest issue is, I mean, Ben Johnson said that things would look rough early on in the season. Like he was kind of like, I don't plan on this team being a finished product in September. We've got a lot of new parts. We're kind of working out some kinks. But I mean that game was embarrassing. Caleb Williams came
yeah,
in, looked really good at the beginning of the game, but they just lose the momentum so quickly in games.
yeah.
And I mean,
Well,
he
turnovers on downs and stuff like that will do it. And
I don't know if it's more coaching or more the team just kind of giving up at one point. The O-line with penalties wasn't great. I mean, they were running the ball better, but I think Detroit, what I said in my pick is Detroit just has more talent at every position. And I thought it would be a bit more of a lopsided game. Um, but this is
that's
the first time in 11 years Chicago's allowed more than 50 points scored on them. So that defense
that's the
needs fixed.
yes, that's the issue, Amanda. And John, tell me if you agree with this, but we went into week one with holes all over this roster. Everyone was praising Ryan Poles because he brought in some D linemen and some offensive linemen, but he didn't fix left tackle. He didn't bring in a second pass rusher. Our secondary is not deep. We had two guys injured. Now all of a sudden we're a liability out there. There's just too many holes on this roster. You could have drafted a running back. Instead, you're doing luxury picks, taking a second tight end, taking another wide receiver. I just am baffled by Ryan Poles' plan of building this roster. It makes no sense to me.
No, well, I think y'all gave something away last week, and people are using it this week also. Last week they didn't blitz in the first half, and then the second half they blitzed. And so Detroit did pretty much the same thing. They
Yeah,
uncovered that Caleb is can't call blitzes. He can't see certain things in the defense. Even if you line up if you line up 7, 8 in the box, he's stuck because he don't know what to do. He don't know what the coverage is going to look like. So I think from last week to this week it just showed. And they pretty much did the same game plan. The first half they kind of let them just chill out. Then the second half, they just start bringing it there, like just throwing all kind of stuff. And Hutchinson playing well. He's healthy now. And you're trying to run the ball and do certain things because I know y'all got to keep a certain level to what your offense looks like. But when y'all get an opportunity that your quarterback like can't call a blitz or doesn't know exactly when his check down is, it starts to shows. And then the defense for y'all can't hold up. Like the defense for Chicago
yeah,
just can't hold up. And I don't even think this is the Detroit team we're gonna see for the rest of the year. I just think they
Yeah.
played y'all. And I'm just being real.
yeah,
I just think I don't think they're good because from that first game is what I think they're going to be. And I know that sounds bad, but I think that's the game because
yeah,
they're not going to play Chicago next week.
Yeah, they don't
So
get
yeah.
to play Chicago 16
yeah,
times.
I think the Bears got some fake confidence by thinking like they played well against the Vikings, and then we see on Sunday night how bad the Vikings were, and thinking the Lions were going to be easier,
It was
and
one
then
of
the
those
Lions,
bad teams matching up well together things. So it just
yeah,
made them feel good.
perfect storm, yeah,
Quick shout out to the young receivers on both of these teams, though. I mean, Roma Dunze had
yep,
an amazing night, 7 catches, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. But I mean,
good
Detroit
boy,
drafting remains elite. I have been obsessed with
yeah.
their draft picks for 3 years now. That rookie, Isaac Tesla, he has 2 career catches, toe tapping end zone, right arm stretched out. He's fucking amazing. Like
Yeah.
I am absolutely obsessed with him. I was perfectly fine with that catch against Green Bay too, and I was like, "Damn, they just scored at us," but I don't even care. Like, make that into a shirt. I would wear that shirt. Like, he is so good. he is so aware of where his feet are and where the line
Yeah.
is. Like his situational awareness is amazing. So shout out to his college coaches for that because that boy has talent.
Absolutely. And I just want to go ahead and make my stance clear here early in the season. This might be an overreaction. I know it's only 2 games into the season. I'm not a fan of Ben Johnson. I didn't like the hire to begin with, and I think that's another mistake.
Are you
Mm.
not a fan of him or are you not a fan of him as a head coach?
I'm not a fan of him as a head coach. He's a
Yeah.
great offensive coordinator.
Hmm.
There's so many great coordinators, very few elite head coaches, and we could have hired Mike Vrabel, but we didn't want him. We didn't want Jim Harbaugh either. Anyways, that's what really grinds my gears.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Now,
sharing, Grandpa.
but the good news is the Lions are going to come back down to earth in a major way on Monday Night Football in Week 3 at the Baltimore Ravens. Go ahead and give me the Ravens by 20.
Yeah, I'm not even going to argue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to see week one Detroit again. I think
Yeah.
Baltimore is going to turn that quarterback into a pancake.
Yep. Let's talk about Rams Titans. Titans jump out to a 13-10 halftime lead. They were actually competitive, but Rams pull away late to win 33-19. Uh, the Rams have been starting slow this year, but they're doing enough to stay undefeated and get to 2-0. Abe, what do you think of? Are you seeing signs of improvement from Cam Ward? Do you think the Titans have something there?
Well, I think it's possible, but I think he got to stop thinking that he's in Miami and he has time to throw the ball.
Yeah,
'Cause you'll see a lot of times he'll pull up and kind of watch, and he start running. He sees somebody behind him, like, dude, this is the NFL. Because you can see so many highlights in college. He's just sitting there, and like,
yeah,
because they had such a good line, he's just sitting there chilling. And I think the biggest thing is we always gonna see potential when you do a cross body throw like that and complete it. But
that was
also,
nasty.
and the one play, I'm getting tired of quarterbacks doing it because it's a great play if it happens. When he was diving and just slung it
Yeah,
sideways, and but it's a great play. But they never coach quarterbacks do that until Pat Mahomes started doing it. Now they're saying it's a part. Oh, look at that great play. Now let that been an interception. Look at that bonehead ass play. What the hell was
yeah,
he thinking? Because when I saw it, I was like, that's bonehead for a rookie. To tell a rookie that he can do that, for me personally, that's bonehead because he's gonna get confident in it, and then he's gonna
yeah,
think that he can do it every time he's going down. He gonna try to do it like Caleb Willard did it last week and end up getting a penalty for it. So I'm like, y'all gotta stop telling them these bad habit things. Like, oh yeah, it worked that one time, but you're gonna get in the game and you're gonna try to do the same thing, interception, back to the house. Then they're gonna have to correct you. Then correct these mugs now and tell them like, you are not this guy. This guy has been to 3 Super Bowls. I mean, he's won 3 Super Bowls. You're not him. Like, stop y'all
yeah,
trying to like emulate him. Like, just go ahead and take the sack right there, bro. Like you only got 2 yards. Like it could have been very
yeah, I know.
different if you threw the ball. Let's say the guy wasn't ready and it's a turnover. So that's what I didn't like. But I did like I said, I think he was. I could see Matt Stafford like being heavy on Adams. Like he was trying to make sure Adams got that ball every time, especially in the red zone. So I do like seeing the two old guys trying to work together, as Amanda calls us old, but the old guys trying to work together and getting it. But I don't know if they're going to be a great team because of how they played against Tennessee. That's the only thing about it. Like if you play against Tennessee like that, that's why I said this league right now is so weird because there's nobody except for Green Bay who's playing well, and I think they're the most consistent right now. San Francisco looks terrible. New Orleans looks terrible. I mean,
Yeah,
Carolina
the
looks
NFC
terrible.
is a mess
Miami
overall.
looks terrible. Like, San Francisco looks terrible. But
Yeah.
but we can't say they look bad because they're winning, but they're winning to teams that are last year we would be like, oh, this is gonna be one of these games. We see 35-7 or something like that. But now you have games like I couldn't believe the New Orleans game. Like, how is this a game? Like, how is San Francisco and New Orleans this damn close? This is gross. And, some people are like, man, the Saints gonna be all right. The Saints all have it just to be. I'm like, dude, this
Yeah.
is bad. Like
Yeah.
San Francisco is this bad. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like Kellen Moore. I'm like, come
I
on.
mean, but that's another quarterback situation. That team is so wounded. Like everyone on that team except for Christian McCaffrey is injured this year. I feel like that was the sacrifice
Yeah,
they made to keep him healthy. Like the rest of the offense is done. Like but I mean this Rams team, I don't think they're bad. My issue is they're very unbalanced on offense. They had 32 targets, 22 of them went to Devontae Adams or Puka Nacua. Um,
yeah,
4 touchdowns against a very poor defense, but third down was bad. Red zone, they were 50% in the red zone. And I don't know. Like, I know they have running backs on that team. They've got Blake Corum, but I mean, they're not really using their run game. And I feel like you shut down Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, they just don't have an offense.
Well, and we're going to find out a lot about this Rams team in week 3, divisional round rematch at the Eagles, a battle of two 2-0 teams. This is going to be an eye opener to see, are the Rams for real? If you can go into Philly and get that win, then you're for real. But I don't see it happening, you know?
There's no way in hell.
Well, I can say this. That might be the one upset that Philly needs because playing Kansas City, they weren't playing like they were on all cylinders. How they
Yes.
beat them in the Super Bowl, we were not looking for this game to come this close at the end. Jalen Hurts didn't play well.
No.
Saquon played well, but he didn't. I don't think they're. I think them and Kansas City still on kind of like an emotional roller coaster, and I think there's a lot of stuff that went on this off season, and I know Philly's going to be good by the end of the year. They're starting to question the tush push now because of the offsides thing, and so there's a lot going on in Philly. So the way you play sometimes when you know eyes on you might get you
Yeah.
messed up, and if they can come out and do what they do best, going to Puka and going to Adams, if they can get
Yeah.
that created against Philly, who has a great defense, and we know that they might can pull this off. This might be the game they lose early and then kind of
Yeah.
like, because, you got to lose. Because it's like every time you'll see people with 13, 14 wins and they'll lose late in the season, then it's like, that's the wrong time to lose. You want to lose early,
Yeah.
lose a couple games early, and then but Philly always looks kind of slow at the beginning of the year, just like it was last year.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think Zadarius Smith has made a solid start with that team. I mean, they didn't really have him on the field that often, but he had 4 tackles, 3 stuffs, half a sack. Like he was pretty limited in play time, but he was looking pretty good. And I the Eagles are so good about bringing in the right people to fill holes. Their drafting classes have always been great. They have so much individual talent on that team. I expected them, like Abe said, I expected this game to be much more lopsided. But I, I don't like the combination of Andy Reid and Matt Nagy. I think it's just bad. I After halftime, they just didn't have a plan for how to help Mahomes out. You saw Mahomes
Yeah.
get hit, you saw him holding the ball too long. I mean, there was just some really bad play calls there. I mean, you look at that 4th and 1 in their own 36. Creed Humphrey was right there, and everything's just seemed to go sideways for them after the half. And Xavier Worthy should be back next week, so maybe that'll help out with the offense. But I just I want more from them. It just didn't seem like they were fully present in this one.
You talk about the Lions drafting ability. I love the Eagles drafting ability.
And the
Getting
Beagles,
John Campbell, but Andrew Makuba was great in this game, and that
absolutely.
interception of Kelsey, man, then that's something I gotta say. Travis Kelsey looks old. He looks checked out. He looks like he doesn't want to be there right now. That drop he had in the end zone, that was bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say old. I would say definitely
Distracted.
disconnected. No, I would just say
Yeah,
this. I would say disconnected because you got a
Mhm.
lot going on. The off season was a heck of an off season for him. He was in a movie. He got to travel with his girl, and now he's engaged. But I definitely think I ain't saying it was his fault, but think about it. Worthy got hurt because of him. They lost the
yeah,
game because of him. After a
yeah,
while, he's going to have to tell somebody in his crew, I need to get away for a little while. I need to get back to football. Like, bro, I love you, but we ain't doing the podcast for the season. Like the season over right now for me to podcast.
yeah.
You just handle on your own. You do your thing, what you're doing. I need to focus back in because that's 2 weeks that I have made two big mistakes that have lost games for us. And not saying word. Well, you lost a player. I'm not saying he lost the game in that, but he even said it. Like at my age, I got to know better than
Yeah.
to hit. To be in that kind of position to do it. And then that's not something he does. Like seeing
Yeah.
him drop that pass is not something he does. So whether we know it or not, like he came in there. It's like they was ready to go to the little 1587 restaurant afterwards. He had a little suit and
Yeah.
tie on and all this junk. And sometimes you got to stop playing for the media. You got to start playing football, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
if
you
he
would
worn
think,
pants, if he worn pants with his suit, he might have played better. I fucking hate the shorts and the suit jacket. But Alex, what you were saying about Makuba, I was so proud of him because I mean he had that really good play in the beginning of the game, and then
Yeah,
Pat Mahomes trucked his ass on third down, took him out, and I was like, oh, I hope that doesn't get to him. And he bounced back really well. I mean, he was the second half, he had a beautiful third down stop and a pass to Hollywood Brown. And I think he's going to be a great fit to fill in the hole after Gardner Johnson left, Darius Slay. I think they did an amazing drafting job there. But their go-to draft move is just to draft players out of Georgia. So
yeah.
I've been
Georgia,
jokingly,
Alabama,
yeah,
and that Jahan Campbell. I mean, he's coming off the bench, and like the Bears would kill to have one of those guys. You know
either
what I
one.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah. So love to see it. Love to see the. And you would think this is my issue with this game is that you would expect after getting your ass kicked in the Super Bowl and having all off season with your eyes circling that Eagles game that you would come out and play better than that. But they didn't, and so you're starting to see some cracks in Kansas City a little bit. But Sunday Night Football might be the ultimate get right game at the Giants.
they do love the
A good
spotlight.
chance, yeah, good chance for Kansas City. But man, I'm going to be rooting for the Giants like crazy. Let's go vintage Russ one more time, please.
Uh,
But we'll
I,
see.
it gave me a little bit of PTSD to see Russ playing that well because generally in the games where he plays well, it's to beat Green Bay in the postseason. So
So
ETN.
maybe he needs to go back to Seattle. Just bring it back full circle.
no, I'm good.
let's
They don't play this year, I don't think.
let's talk Patriots at Dolphins. This game, Patriots jump out to a 12-0 lead. Miami rallies to lead 2015. The Patriots hang on to win 33-27. Amanda, this was a really fun game. You picked the Dolphins, but they almost pulled this one out, and it was cool to see those back-to-back returns for touchdown in the fourth too.
Yeah, this is Tua's first loss to New England. Um,
Yeah,
it was one of those where I was right on the fence, like could have gone either way. This one in Denver, Indianapolis, like I was like, no,
yeah,
it
yeah,
should go one way, but there's a chance. But I mean, Drake May had a good game.
yeah,
361 yards, three touchdowns, no turnovers. I am not a Drake May fan, but he looked good here. I don't. Also, their kicker, what a time for him.
yes,
I mean,
yeah.
he seemed like he was having the time of his life. The team was being supportive. Um, even, how do you miss extra points and then sink a 55 yarder? Like, I,
Yeah, but it was cool in the locker room post game. The Mike Vrabel got the team rallied around him. It was like, look, we
yeah,
trust you. Ignore that missed kick early. You made it when it mattered
yeah.
most. You know.
But you could see
Yeah,
the team was fucking stoked after he made that kick. Like they picked him up. Like I was like, I like to see
yeah,
that. Like, don't be mad at the rookies for having issues. Like it was cute. There was supporting the little guy after some mistakes. So I mean, it seems like the chemistry is there and that they're having fun. So maybe that'll be worth something this season for them.
Abe, I think the clock is ticking on Mike McDaniel. They're 0-2, and tomorrow night they're playing at the Bills. I don't see them winning that one either. 0-3. It's getting bad in Miami.
Well, I think the big thing about them now is that we're not talking about their play. We talk more now. They're talking about Tua, talking about Josh Allen, and the week before uh, we was talking about Tyreek Hill and his incidents and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
like you can tell it's really not a football team anymore. It's like
yeah,
even like during the season, you can big up another player after they win a game or something like that. But you talking about a whole nother player in a whole nother game. It's like some stuff is just like after a press conference or doing like certain things, it's like just some stuff you just don't want to hear your quarterback talking about at that moment. It's like you should be more concerned about being 0-2. You should be more
yeah,
concerned about like what's going on with Tyreek, or even like saying that I don't want to speak today. Some stuff is just like you got to show an attitude that you're mad. You know what I mean? Like you got to show like Amanda gets mad all the time, and when she comes up here mad, we can tell the difference. The hat might be a little lower down. The hair might be pulled back a little tighter. You know what I'm
I get
saying?
feisty.
Yeah. So, but I mean, that's what you want to see in a quarterback. But I'm looking at him on the podium, and they just like, and it's like everybody thinks it's funny. Like you don't see anybody that comes. Even Mike McDaniel, he's saying this dumb comments and stuff,
Oh
and it's
my
like,
Yeah.
God. Yeah, in
and
order to win the game,
He's
you
the
have
worst.
to win the game.
yeah,
Lose the game.
and
Like,
it's
Yeah.
like
winning
the
anymore.
team, and you know the team is kind of 2 years ago we thought this was going to be a Super Bowl team by now. Like
Yeah.
real talk, we thought
Yeah.
this team was like the most amazing football we've seen in years. Tyreek is the best player ever again, and now it's like all that hot air has just deflated, and it's showing it in
Yeah.
the squad, and then like all this Mike McDaniel, like all the stuff is corny now. It was kind of cool then because he was weird. You know, you had that one friend that's weird as heck, but he might do a little dance or something like super, like he might he might have a Napoleon Dynamite moment, like
Hmm.
just start doing
Yeah.
that. So he had his Napoleon Dynamite moment. And now it's like you're back to Napoleon. You're not him.
Yeah.
Like your dance is over with. Nobody's cheering no more. You know, it's like
Yeah,
get
it's not funny
realistic and do real.
anymore.
Yes, exactly. Because y'all losing. It's cute when you win, but when you losing doing it, no.
Yeah.
Like, we don't
I
want to
saw
see
one.
shenanigans if your team can't win a game. Like, say
No.
whatever weird shit you want as
Exactly.
long
It
as the
ain't funny
record.
no more. It ain't funny no more. Y'all losing. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, nah, just shut up. Just shut up. Like Tua, just shut up. Like y'all just go ahead and just like try at least make it like y'all trying to be better. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
it was a good game. I got you, but and if you losing and saying it's a good game, it's not. That's bad.
No, it's bad. It looks like they're checked out in weeks 1 and week 2, and it's like that
Exactly.
is not
They
the
just trying
time
to
to be
get through the
checked
year.
out.
They just
Yeah.
trying to get through the year, man.
Let's talk 49ers Saints. Mac Jones comes in for Brock Purdy. Niners up 16-7 at halftime. They hang on to win, surprisingly a tough game, 26-21 in New Orleans. Um, I mean, not a ton to say about this game. Spencer Rattler, I thought, played pretty well. No turnovers, 3 touchdowns, but not enough to get the win. I stand by my point that the Saints are going to be terrible this year, John. And the 49ers, that it hasn't been pretty, but they're 2-0 somehow.
It, I don't know. I could be wrong, and y'all can correct me on this. But
All
literally
right.
watching Mac Jones against the Saints looked like if Mac Jones would have been there instead of who they have starting, it would have been the same thing. It just
Mhm.
looked like
Yeah,
It was the same. It didn't feel like there was a
yeah,
difference at
I'm
all.
just saying. I'm just saying.
yeah,
If you would have put Mac Jones with the squad they had with Debo Samuels, with CMC when he should have been MVP, got MVP or whatever of that year, and you might have had the same exact
The same
season.
result.
And I'm just looking watching this game. I was like, they look like identical. Like if I'm watching this, and I think Purdy would have played almost the same as he played like that week because like Amanda said, they have everybody's gone. So
Yeah.
the quarterback has to play well, and there's on a bad team. But I'm watching, I'm looking like Purdy just was in a great position because
Mhm.
if you throw him in there 2 years ago or whatever, I think it would have still been the same result on his team because I don't know if Purdy was the biggest catalyst as we think he was now. Like watching him, like sure he
Yep.
might have had a good chemistry with the players, and players play better when they have good chemistry with a quarterback or whatever. But I'm looking like this team has good coaching. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm
yeah,
like,
It's
I'm
funny
like
to me
being
that
real.
the narrative was, oh, if Purdy hadn't gotten injured in that postseason game, they would have gone to the Super Bowl. Like, yeah, maybe. What's funny to me is, so coming into this game, we talked about it with Chad Brown about my pick for this one. And I was like, I mean, the Saints are bad. The 49ers are a hospital ward, but they're always a hospital ward. They are so
yeah,
good at next man up because half of their team is injured every single year. Like Christian
yeah.
McCaffrey isn't injured this year, so 5 other people are. Like it's just like a regular Tuesday for them to be like, oh, someone's injured, we got to sub them for the game. Like they're so used to second and third stringers stepping in that that's not an excuse for them to lose games because that's just the standard for that team.
Yeah, throwing game winners to Jake Tungus or whatever his name was. I had never heard of that
Exactly.
guy in my life.
There were a couple
So,
players this week I was like, who? Good for
yeah.
him.
So good for the Niners. They're 2-0 and a good matchup in the NFC West in week 3. The 2-0 Cardinals at the 2-0 49ers. I'm actually looking forward to this matchup. I don't think either team is for real, but I think the 49ers are going to find a way to win. Either way,
Well, they
even
said
if they're 3 and
Brock
0.
Purdy might play. They said he looks okay. It'll be
Yeah, he started
minor.
practicing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
It
are
won't matter
either
who
of
the
those
quarterback is, though. So
Yeah, I don't know what to make of either of these teams. I trust the 49ers. Like you said, Amanda, I trust a team that has been through this before and just finds ways to win. The Cardinals often find ways to lose. So,
Yeah. And Kyler Murray, again, y'all ever had a toddler take your phone and run away? That is Kyler Murray. I said that shit to my sister who does not give two shits about football, and she was laughing at it. She was like, "Oh my God, he runs like a 3-year-old." I'm like, "Exactly. Yes." I was like that he just cracks me up. He just the little kid vibes. I will never see him as a full-grown adult quarterback ever.
him even walking into the game pregame, he looks like a little baby kid. Like,
I just want to give him some animal crackers and like a little pouch, like an applesauce pouch. Like, you
Y'all
watched
cold
Miss
blooded.
Rachel? Like,
Y'all cold blooded, man.
he's precious. Like, you just want to like take care of. Like, he just the
Yeah.
vibes. It's just such a young, like, I don't know.
Body.
so, John, maybe this was my fault. I picked the Jets to beat the Bills. I don't know what I was thinking here. I thought I loved what they did against the Steelers. I didn't listen to you when you said it was two bad teams. I go ahead and pick the Jets. I believe in Justin Fields. And they get their doors blown off by the Bills. I mean,
Well,
uh,
they start off okay. They start off
Yeah.
okay,
yeah,
but then I think what I told you, I might have told you, I might didn't, but I think that cutting when they cut what his name is, the little receiver or whatever, the returner guy.
Xavier Gibson.
Yeah, I think them take like I've been in locker rooms like that before. Everybody's sitting on eggshells and not walking on. They
Yeah.
sitting on. They like scared. They don't want to get up because like I don't want to. Like I know people say what, but I'm like, dude, when you do something like that, everybody's scared to make a like amazing play. Like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
scared because if I do this, or if I fumble the ball, or if I miss this tackle, am I gonna be gone? Especially the younger guys, they like, shoot, I don't want to lose my job. So I think they play precaution or cautious. What word I'm looking for? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I think they play very like scary. They play like just being very like, oh, I don't want to get in trouble, or I don't want to do this. I think he tried to shake this team up, but he shook them up the wrong way. So he gonna have to come back and tell them like, look, our starters are gonna be here. Our guys that we're gonna be here. Y'all guys just play with records abandoned. Because even Sauce missed a sack, and Sauce is one of the best tackles in the league. To me, he's saying he's a big. I mean, I'm not. He's not gonna come up and like blaze somebody, but he'll hit. Him missing the sack, I was just like, yeah, they just out here scared. They scared to make a really big play. Like unless they know they can make the play and they know it's correct. I think that's what it is. I think mentally is in their head, but I didn't. And, shit. Fields is out. And once Fields is out, you got Tyron. But it's just like I think this team, and I think they got to give Aaron 2 to 3 years at least. I hope
Yeah.
they can't get mad at him for this year because he doesn't have his team right now. You have Justin
Yeah.
Fields, but it's hard to go out there and find the players you want in one year. And, people can say this, but it's not like the Jets have had a winning season lately. So it's like get over it. You know what I mean? Like just let them play and let him find out what he wants and what he needs. And give him a couple of draft picks. See how he draft these guys. See if these guys are going to be amazing. See if he brings somebody to help out instead of just like, okay, the season is over. Because they might not win many games this year, and you should have knew that. Because first of all, it's the
Yeah.
Jets. It's just common sense. You got to know that as a Jets.
Yeah, I think they need to be patient with him, with Aaron Glenn. And if you're ever going to be patient with someone, be patient with him. A guy you drafted, a former player. And I think he's a great head coach. You just got to be patient. I agree 100%.
They weren't patient with Mayo. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Well, I will say though, I don't think the vibes were going to be on their side in a game where the opposing quarterback gets his nose broken, runs to the sideline, sends in the backup, has his nose set just on the sideline and comes back in on the next play. I just think the vibes are not on your side. Like that was a Brett Favre type Josh Allen move, and I am obsessed with it.
Well,
You
the
obsessed with
Bills
him
look
anyway.
great.
Shut up. You
I,
obsessed with him anyway. Hush. Hush.
yeah, but
You
that
obsessed
was
anyway.
some Baker Mayfield shit though.
You
Like
was
you get
like,
your nose broken.
yeah.
I love Josh Allen.
Yeah.
One of my
No,
one of the people I know today's her birthday, so I sent her an oh my Josh, it's your birthday, Josh Allen. Picture. I love him. He's fun, man. How do you not like that guy? Like he's a golden retriever in human form.
He is doing good.
He's having fun.
that,
I will say I was impressed by the Bills' defense in this one because I thought that 1-2 punch of that Jets running back scenario would get a bit more
yeah,
going. Brees Hall was bottled up this game, and I
yeah.
didn't see that. I was not expecting it.
Yeah, it's like the Jets couldn't get anything going. Even they couldn't get the running game going.
No
It didn't. They
passing.
got in a hole early and never could recover from it. So I regret that pick. But
Duh.
Wait, real quick, Matt Prater, hilarious that the team thought he was a coach when he rolled in. And
yeah,
both kickers were perfect in this game. Not a single kick miss. So good for the
nice.
kicker.
Matt Prater,
Yeah, absolutely.
man, I love Matt Prater.
He seems like he's hilarious.
No, he is. You hang out with him, he is. He's a linebacker and a kicker. Like he's literally like I'm like, dude, you know you're a kicker. You ain't supposed to be this damn. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool, man.
I feel like kickers are some of the coolest people in the NFL. Like you look at like Pat McAfee and like the vibes on some of these like
Yeah.
special teams players.
Yeah.
You're like, you seem like you're fun. I want to go to a
Some
special teams party.
there are some kickers that are heck of athletes. Like they play multi sports. They just end up being great at kicking. Like there are a lot of guys out there that
Yeah.
played multiple things. We just don't think about it. We just say, oh, you're just a kicker. But these guys be playing lacrosse and all kind of crazy stuff I ain't
Yeah.
never played. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Packers had a punter a few years ago who did a full fucking split every time he punted. I was like, what? Ow! Like they're
No.
they're impressive.
I ain't breaking
Let's
anything.
talk Seahawks, Steelers. Steelers jump out to a 14-7 lead, but Seattle pulls away to win 31-17. The game was tied going into the fourth quarter, but too many Steelers mistakes, Amanda.
Oh
The
my
one
God.
where the kickoff goes over his head and the Seahawks recovered in the end zone, that was a backbreaker, that one.
It was a bad break, and the rookie was returning the ball. They kicked off to him. He went to catch it. It brushed against him, went
He tried to
past
play
him.
like he didn't. Yeah,
I don't think he realized that he touched the ball. Like I think he was just in the moment. All eyes were on him. I don't think he realized he touched it. I don't think he was
yeah,
pretending that he didn't. I think he just didn't feel it. He was too amped up. Rolls into the end zone and then they down it for a touchdown. Like if
yeah,
anything's gonna fuck up your night, it's gonna be letting them get a kickoff return touchdown by just touching the ball in the end zone. Like I think just from the beginning, the mindset was kind of messed up for that team. And Sam Darnold had a night. I mean, 200
yeah,
yards. Like that's a great night for him. Kenneth Walker got going finally. I was annoyed that they
yeah.
didn't last week, but almost 120 yards from him. Um, I just I mean, two interceptions apiece for the quarterback, so that's always fun. But I just, okay, Abe, what do you think the issue is with Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf? Because they'll have one great catch per game, and then the rest of the game is just, I thought they were going to be amazing together. I just don't know what's missing.
Well, I don't know. This is gonna sound stupid though, but I never seen DJ Metcalf as being that great of a receiver like that. I mean, I'm not saying he's not a good receiver, but they were making like he's having 1,500 yard years and stuff. I mean, he's a heck of an athlete,
Yeah,
total physique and everything. But
he's
I'm
a great
like,
blocker.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's cock diesel. He's supposed to be a great blocker, but I'm like, you'll see him have a couple long runs in a year, and if you look at his numbers, and I'm not saying they're not good numbers, but like I just didn't see him being a number one like that, like somebody that can change a franchise. I mean, he's a good pick to put in Pittsburgh, I guess, but he's like Devontae Adams has a little bit more twerk to him. He can kind of get more open. DK is just like I catch the ball and I run you over. I catch the ball, I run you over. I
Yeah,
catch the ball, I run you
yeah.
over. And I think it's a little different type of vibe because if you look at Aaron Rodgers' whole career, he always had kind of like that slimmer receiver that has the wiggle to kind of get open and he can force the little pass. Like sure, DK caught the one in the end zone, he jumped over the guy, but he's not going to be like the shaky like route runner and things like that. He kind of like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that could be I think that could be a difference because if you're used to seeing a receiver that can make that kind of silky
Yeah.
catch. You know what I mean? If you're used to seeing guys like the guys he had some silky guys, and now he has
I was just gonna
a,
say like
a
silky, like Devontae Adams is like water, like he just
yeah,
floats on the
yeah,
field. Yeah.
yeah. So you got more like a tight end now. He's more like
Tucker Kraft and
Yeah.
DK Metcalf could both use some ballet classes, I think.
a yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like the Steelers are like a receiver away. I like DK Metcalf, but they could use somebody else, like Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson. They could use something else. And I saw this week that the Chiefs we've been talking about Tyreek Hill of the Chiefs a bunch. The Steelers are also interested in Tyreek Hill. So that could be something to keep an eye on.
The Steelers need to keep an eye on their defense also. This is 2 weeks in a
Yeah.
row they've allowed 30 points. So coming into this game, they're already down Joey Porter Jr., Deshaun Elliott. During the game, Alex Highsmith, Loudermilk, Patrick McQueen, Peyton Wilson all left the game. When
Yeah,
you're down
TJ
Yeah.
six
Watt.
starters by the third
Yeah.
quarter,
TJ Watt ain't had
Yeah.
a sack in 6 games.
hmm but
Wow.
he's the only defensive player who's been on the field the whole
Yeah.
game. So
He did not have a sack in 6 games so far.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. They need to get him going.
I love all
We'll
the
see.
shit talking about players I was mad the Packers didn't get in the draft. Like DK, I was pissed. We passed on DK. TJ Watt, I was like, he's a Wisconsin boy. Go after him. And they didn't. This is making me feel so much better.
Um, let's go Ravens Browns. Ravens jump out to a 20-3 lead and win easily, 41-17. I'm still mad because they didn't shut them out like I wanted and predicted, but I'll take the win.
Yeah, you said 27-0. I mean, they got close. I just
Yeah,
don't think their defense wanted to try that hard.
yeah, they kicked their ass. Um,
Nothing to
not a
talk about
lot to,
there.
not a lot to talk about. Uh, Packers at Browns, Amanda. Are you worried about Cleveland beating up on your Packers in week 3?
I'm not worried about a goddamn thing Cleveland does, unless it's inappropriate or in a massage parlor.
Kyle Van Noy, though, expected to miss a couple weeks, so that could be that's a loss for Baltimore. And they play Detroit, but they should be able to get that win, get to 2-1.
Yeah.
Broncos at Colts. Now, this game was great. Abe, what did you think? First of all, did you see the end of this game where the Colts try a 60-yarder and the Broncos get called for leverage? And what do you think of that rule and that call in that situation?
It's the safety rule. I get it. I mean, I played defense. I used to jump over, I used to literally jump over, and I could have broke my shoulder. I could have cracked my neck and all kind of stuff. So it's really to prevent injury, and I get it. But it's got to be the dumbest play to even think
Mm-hmm.
on a 60-yarder. Why would you do something that stupid? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to knock the guy because I know it's in the action of the game, and sometimes they don't tell you before the thing. Look, don't do this. Don't
Yeah.
do that. Don't do that. And you're trying to excite and you want to win the game, but that's a bonehead play. And I'm not trying to take anything from a player. I've done a lot of bonehead plays myself because I was trying to make a play. But if you're a special teams coach, you're getting chewed out if I'm a head coach. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, you just lost us the game. You got to tell these guys, look, no leverage. Like you can't do this, you can't do this. So, and even if you have young guys that before they go out there, you got to tell these guys, and people don't understand it. Like even when they're doing the tush push, you got to tell these linemen, don't do this. Just like you got to tell somebody, make sure you check your number in before you go on the special teams team. You number 90 something, like you got to do it. You got to tell these D line guys, like, look, you can't do this, bro. Like, cause like we'll flash back to high school sometime. Like I did it in high school. I blocked the kick in high school, and yeah,
Yeah.
no, oh, I could beat this guy. I did this in high school, so it was a bonehead play. But like I said, I love watching Danny. Danny's kicking butt.
Indiana Jones,
Yeah,
Danny
he's kicking
Dimes.
butt. Yeah, he's kicking butt, and I think that's a tribute to him showing that he's a quarterback and not just an athlete. Because I think in New York they try to get him to do all that running stuff, and he had it was more like he was running for his life, but they felt like he could do
Mhm.
this and he could do that compared to saying that this guy just be a quarterback. Like let him sit here in
Yeah.
the pocket. When he sits in the pocket, and I don't know if the Colts better have about 3 people in the Pro Bowl because how they blocking up front. Even the
Yeah.
run game, like the run game's
Yeah.
kicking, but like they lead in the league, I think, in rushing right now with Jonathan Taylor, right? So
Yep.
so that's the old line. That's what I was talking about with the Falcons. Like I said, if they're gonna win, the front five gonna have to kick butt. Like they got to do more. They got to do more. So you cannot say it's just Danny. You can say that old line is kicking butt up front
The O line
because
is great.
you got two good guys. Like you got the quarterback playing like a quarterback, and you got the running back doing his thing, and that's the O line. And you watch them, they weren't touching him. Like sure they got close to him a couple times, but you see a quarterback just sitting like this.
Yeah.
And they're doing a good job of getting the ball out of his hand quick too, though. You know what I mean? Like you didn't really need a lot of deep balls, but it was good though. He's playing. His poise don't even look. Like I can't even imagine him in that blue anymore, like that color blue.
Yeah.
I can imagine him in the white and blue. He looked like he perfectly fit here, but
Mhm.
the other team just looked like it was uncomfortable the whole time.
Yeah,
If I'm him, I'm talking trash. If I'm him, not yet though, but I will continue to
yeah.
play.
He's out there looking like Peyton Manning. And shout out to them for spreading the ball. I mean, Tyler Warren, the rookie tight end,
Yeah,
he's looking
He
fantastic.
looked great. He looked great.
Josh
yeah.
Downs, like spreading the ball around, getting the plays going. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor is a freaking beast. 165 yards in the ground, combined for 215 yards. He had a great game, but their defense held off really well too. Completely limited Bo Nix and the run game for Denver. I have to give a shout out to Annie Agar. She had the best one-liner for this game that I've heard because I've been calling him Indiana Jones since they picked him up. It's kind of taken off a little bit, but she called this game Indiana Jones and the Leverage of Doom, and perfect.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
I
good.
have a little bit of an issue with the. I was talking shit to Alex about the leverage call because it came in so late. Like the mascot had passed out, been revived, walked off the field before the flag came in. So the flag was late. B, my man didn't even get his feet off the ground. Like, not only did you do something dumb, you did it terribly. Like,
Yeah,
the ball had already gotten kicked. You were nowhere. He was like 6 feet to the left of where the ball was. He didn't even leverage it. Like, he put his hands there, and then his feet went this far off the ground. Like, you didn't accomplish the bad, dumb shit you were trying to do. So I was just annoyed by that in general. Because if you're gonna do something stupid, at least like do it. Like he
Yeah.
failed
yeah,
to leverage himself. Can't leverage shit. Like he just like stood on his tippy toes.
yeah.
Lost.
I have. So I'm gonna tell you my beef with the Broncos and why they lost this game. So if it were me, I'm the coach, right? I, a 60-yard field goal. If I lose on a 60-yard field goal, I shake the other opponent's hand and say, "Good game." I'm
Mhm.
not even rushing that. I'm not risking a penalty. Go ahead and kick it. If you can make that, good kick. But I'm not risking
Especially
a penalty
Denver.
in that
They've held the
situation.
records for the longest kicks so many
Yeah,
times. They've
yeah,
had ridiculously good kickers for years. Like if you
yeah,
lose on the field goal, like that's just a Denver thing. Like let it go.
yeah.
I
But
absolutely agree with you.
let me also bring up two things that no one is talking about. Bo Nix with a really bad interception late. If the Broncos score a field goal or anything, they win. They seal this game. So a bad interception by Bo Nix, and then Will Lutz missed a field goal. If neither of those things happen, the Broncos win this game a lot easier.
That was a
So
bad pick. I forgot about that. I hate you.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
forgot about that. I hate
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
This
That
was
was a good
another,
yeah,
there were so many early games like the last two games of the weekend were whatever, but so many 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games that were like last 2 minute fighting it, duking it
yes,
out, like just drama, exciting. I was loving early football, and I did say I didn't care about football. Football was done after Thursday because I'm a cocky shit talker, but there was some fun games. I'm not gonna say they were
yeah,
good. There was a lot of stupidity, but they were fun. I was having fun
entertaining.
as a
Yeah,
spectator.
entertaining. So, and then one other thing, real quick, Cortland Sutton was visibly frustrated. Only 4 targets. The Broncos need to work on that. Get him the ball. He's your number one receiver for a reason. The Colts with a great opportunity to get to 3-0. They're at the Titans. Broncos at Chargers is a great AFC West game in week 3. Real quick, Panthers, Cardinals. Cardinals jump out to a 27-3 lead, but have to sweat it out a little bit late. 27-22. Panthers even recovered the onside kick, but unable to go on the game-winning drive. Amanda, are you surprised how close this game was? It looked like it was in the bag, but Carolina stuck with it a little bit.
It was weird because the Cardinals came in and they were all offense, and then there was no offense or defense in the second half. Uh,
Yeah,
it was it was an odd game. I don't have a lot of faith in this Cardinals team yet.
yeah.
James Conner needs to get going a little bit more. I don't know why they're not leaning more heavily on the run game here. Trey McBride looked great, but I just ugh, I just want a little bit more from this team. Calais Campbell had a great game though.
Yeah.
2 sacks for the game winner there. I just They should have won by a lot when you're playing the Panthers.
Well, I
Like,
think you get out to a 27-3 lead, John. Is it kind of human nature to take your foot off the gas a little bit in the second half?
Shit, no. I mean, you can, but it shouldn't be that way. That's why I don't like certain teams trying to just control the ball and run the clock down. I've been in a
Yeah,
game like that. San Francisco game, we was up 17-3, and we just took off and ended up losing the game to go to the Super Bowl. I just don't like that part of football. I'm not saying you got to do like Detroit did and just, you know, you go for it on it, like the end of the game,
They
but
were
make
just
it,
running up the
yeah,
board.
like that is
Yeah,
different. But I think you have to understand you're playing an NFL team. Like if you watched how the Patriots played back in the day when Bill Belichick, I don't care what the score was, he would keep scoring. He would keep scoring because he was like, it don't make sense. Like you never know. Like he's seen so many comebacks. You want to keep putting power. Like maybe in the fourth quarter you can ease up off the break, but Brady used to play all the way down to the last snap, and they were winning by like 30 sometimes. But that's how football is. I think it's a I ain't gonna say it's a softer sport now, but it's a more cautious sport. We're very cautious on everything we do because players keep getting
yeah,
hurt and stuff like that, and they invested so much money in people. They want to make sure the guys on the field, and I get it, but it's just a different game mentality wise. It's just like some people just don't like putting their foot on people's necks anymore. I think so many coaches and everything, they have so much off season together now. They like know each other. It's like every coach knows the other coach now. Like, oh, he used to be under him. Oh, he used to be under him. Oh, Ben and him, they friends. And AG used to be friends with that guy and this guy right there. They like it's literally like the whole league is nobody just like he went to this. Sorry, he grew up in this side of the world and he grew up in this side. They don't know nothing about each other. They hate each other. Like
yeah,
I miss that kind of football. Like they have all
yeah,
these events that all the head coaches got to come together and do all this. No, wait till after they retired and I want to see some more vengeful stuff like Pete Carroll and
and
and what was
Harbaugh.
it? Yeah,
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. Like
I
I
love
want to
that.
see
They're
Yeah,
more.
like, if
I
we
want
coached
more of
together,
that.
we'd be friends. But no,
I
I hate
want
his
yeah.
face.
I want more of that. I want more of that. Like he's like, yeah, yeah.
Well, and to that point, Dan Campbell went for it on 4th and goal, went up big against the Bears, and they asked Ben Johnson about it post
That's
game.
what he
So
does.
yeah, I agree with all that for sure.
And kind
Amanda,
of back to what Abe said, I think it was like the 2014 season. There was 3 weeks in a row where Green Bay put up like 45 to 52 points against three teams back to back to back. And people
yeah,
talk so much shit about it. They're like, oh, why are they just running up the like that's not me. Like you should put in your backups at that point. But they were just talking so much shit about them running up the board. And I'm like, why not? Like, let
yeah,
the receivers spread the ball around, get some, third string receivers in there, let them get some action.
Right.
yeah.
Practice some trick plays. It's Think of it as
Get
a
something,
free
man. Hey,
practice.
it ain't my fault y'all can't stop us.
Yeah, we're up 30. We're
Speaking
gonna do some weird shit and see if it works.
Yeah, I'm trying to break
speaking of you
records.
can't speaking of you can't stop us, John Abraham's Falcons with 6 sacks against the Vikings on Sunday night held Minnesota to just 6 points, 22-6, a statement win on the road in the Vikings home opener. How about that win for your Falcons?
It was a good win, but offense only scored one touchdown. That's the only thing I can say. They did a
Yeah,
good job after because the first play of the game, Bijan, he took it to the house. I was like, okay, this is going to be one of these games. They're gonna kick butt and everything. Then it just got so quiet. But like I tell people, if the O line was better, if he was with if Bijan was Jonathan Taylor, them yards would have been triple. Like, cause
yeah,
I'm telling you,
300 this
if he
morning.
had a line like him, but I feel bad for him. He have to do so much juking. Like he jukes so
Yes,
much, and it looks good on TV. But I tell everybody, I'm like, dude, I know, but like he jukes so much, he don't get a chance to run. And like so, when I got to see him in that open field on that pass, and he took it, I'm
yeah,
like, that's what I want to see. Like the open field, and they try to tackle is different. But if it's behind the ball, and he made like four guys miss for like a 4 or 5 yard run, and I'm like, dude,
yeah,
that's got to be tiring. I mean, like you just like, what are y'all doing? Are y'all blocking or whatever? And he don't ever say it because he's the kind of guy he would never say that they're not blocking good. I just got to get to the hole. But he's just one of those guys who him and Algiers will not talk bad about the O line. But I'm like, nah, dude, like even Algiers couldn't get off. I'm like, it's y'all. But Penix is going to be a good quarterback. I can honestly say that he did a good job getting the ball to Pitts. Drake London had one bad play, and Drake's not that
that
kind of guy.
fumble.
But it was a great peanut punch on the ball, so that's a part of football. But I can say one thing: the attitude that Jeff Ulbrich brings to that defense, even every rookie recorded something like
Oh my God, the
Billy had an
rookie tackle,
interception.
those
Yeah,
safeties were
yeah,
nasty.
Billy had an interception. Watts had, but he got called back. But it's like everybody had their first. It's like they went to prom or something. Everybody had their first time. They were just having a good time out there. I'm like, so it was good. But I saw some good things though.
Yeah, and kicker too. Parker Romo comes in off the street and goes 5 for 5. He was big. So maybe
Yeah,
they
And
got
then
that
yeah,
gets
figured out.
introduced to players after the game because he hadn't met him yet.
Yeah, he didn't know who Leonard Floyd was.
That was so cute. He's like, yeah, I know that guy. And
No, you
then
should have.
the announcer's
That's
like,
how I felt. I didn't know Cool wasn't playing. I just seen the
Yeah.
dude running. I'm like, who the hell is that? I had to go to it. Look like, who is this
You're like,
guy? I don't know who
Romo,
that is.
what's
Like,
Tony Romo doing out here?
I promise you, bro. I ain't knew who he was. I was like Romo. I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna miss because the first kick
I
was.
know.
No,
Romo has
if
a
you
football
seen the
player
first
last
kick,
name.
the first kick was literally like it literally went like this, like it like grazed the thing. The first kick, like then he just started kicking them straight down the middle. But that first kick was like, oh shit. I was like,
He was
oh
warming up too. Koo had
yeah.
a rough game. I like that they were like, you know what, we're gonna bring in some competition. No, we're not doing this.
No, you out.
Yeah. I love
Amanda,
that. Like
huh?
there's an issue with your team and they just address it immediately.
No,
Because
they
Yeah,
didn't. It was Amanda. I'm be honest with you. It wasn't immediately. It was overlapping from last year.
yeah,
yeah,
that's
but
true.
Yeah, so it wasn't
they
immediately.
gave him
It
one
might have.
week of the regular season and they
Yeah,
said never
and
mind preventative shit. But
you
think of
missed
how
a
many
game.
times Alex's Bears have had the same issues for week after week
Oh,
after
bro.
year
That's
after
why
like
we lost that playoff game because we trusted Cody Parker, who had a magnet to the goalpost.
yeah.
But Amanda, how about the Vikings though? They struggled in the first half against Chicago, and they looked pretty bad on Sunday night. JJ McCarthy especially.
They're
Maybe
just
this injury,
young.
maybe this injury is a blessing in disguise though. Give him a little bit of time to reset, sit behind, learn from Carson Wentz a little bit, and then come back fresh.
I wish he wasn't their starting quarterback. I wanted him to have some time to be
Yeah.
a rookie and learn behind someone. Last year he didn't get, I mean, it wasn't a learning experience for him because he wasn't doing any of the movements because he was recovering from that injury. This year, I mean, he's basically a rookie. He's a rookie who needed a couple years on the bench behind a good starting quarterback. Kirk Cousins left, and now he's just trying to learn from backup quarterbacks, career backup quarterbacks, honestly. And I don't think he's quite ready to be the starting quarterback. I'm glad he gets some time to be at home. He's got a brand new baby. He probably didn't have his head in the game at all last week. Honestly, he's got
Yeah,
what
a lot going on. Yeah.
I think his baby was like 8 days old during that game. Like maybe the baby's having health problems. Maybe they're not sleeping. Maybe mama's not doing well in recovery. Like there's just so much going on for him that I'm glad he gets to step back a little bit and just kind of get his mind right, get things situated, and just be the rookie on the bench that he needed to be for a few more weeks.
Yeah, and the Vikings did have some injury issues. No Christian Darrisaw, their left tackle. No Andrew Van Ginkel. No Harrison Smith. So the Vikings need to get healthy, and maybe they'll be better going forward. We'll see how Carson Wentz does, though. I don't have a lot of faith in Carson Wentz, so we'll see him in week 3. Um, but yeah, let's get to Monday Night Football with Bucks at Texans. This was a great game going back and forth, and Baker Mayfield comes through in the clutch with a game winner back in his home
Again,
state of Texas. Really cool.
again.
Yeah,
Second week in a row, Baker has come back to pull off a win in the last 2.5 minutes of a game.
he's looking good. Abe, I mean, he's clutch, right? He's playing well.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I think he's being Baker, as Amanda says. He's just being Baker.
That's
Saw he
standard, man.
like he was hurt, and he got up and started talking trash. That was funny as
Yeah,
hell.
I love
I
That
that.
like
cracks
I
me
like
up. Like
yeah, that was
nothing
funny.
revives Baker Mayfield better than realizing he needs to talk some shit.
Like ow, mother.
We're like, oh hell no. That is
I,
the antidote to injuries if you're Baker Mayfield. Someone getting in your face and talking shit. Mm-mm.
But I think their defense played better this week than last week. I give them credit for that. I think Houston defense played extremely well, but it's just the offense just never got clicking because the defense for
Yeah.
Tampa played way better. I think an unsung hero that's probably one of the best pass rushers in the league right now. He don't get no credit though. Daniel Hunter is a effing beast. He got
He's
over
so good.
100. He got 100 sacks already in his career, but he's
Yeah.
he's overshadowed by TJ Watt,
Yeah, some of the
Micah
bigger
and all
names.
those other guys. Like he was in Minnesota, he was wrecking shop. I just don't understand why they do players like that because he's not that outspoken, but he's been like he's consistently just
Yeah.
murdering people, man. It's not. I saw his numbers. I'm like, he got 100 sacks quick,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I
15
could
years.
not believe Minnesota let him go, and I was stoked
Yeah.
about it. As a Packers fan, I was like, oh, thank God. Um, I mean, and both of those sacks he got in this game were pivotal in the game.
Pivotal
Like
sacks.
the timing was fantastic. I mean, Baker's my boy, but he fucking trucked him. Like that was a beautiful sack. I didn't know if Baker was going to make it through this game. Like there were
Yeah.
three times when he was clutching at that knee. Luckily, people kept talking shit, so he was all better. His little dose of medicine there.
Well, same for the other side with CJ Stroud too. He's taking a lot of hits, and they need to protect him. They need Joe Mixon back ASAP. Um, the Bucks lose Kalijah Cansey for the season with a torn pec. That's going to be something to keep an eye on. It hasn't been perfect, but they're 2-0. They're going the right direction, and they play the Jets, so they should be able to get to 3-0 with Justin Fields out. We'll see if they can get that win. But there's something missing with the Texans, and no Tank Dell is a big deal. No Joe Mixon. They are going to get Joe Mixon back by like week 5, so we'll see if they can get it going. John, are you seeing anything off about C.J. Stroud, or do you think it's the O-line, the team around him?
Well, I think I heard Ryan Clark talking about this, and he was talking about generational players, and we're not seeing them in the quarterbacks no more. Like because
Yeah,
they have to overload these people with players. So we shouldn't be talking about. I've never heard like when we talked about Brady, if somebody went down, oh, the season's over with. Brady was the only
yeah,
guy we had to worry about like going down. We don't see that in these guys now. Now it's like, oh well, this guy's down, this guy down. That's why they're not playing well. It shouldn't be a big trickle off, even if like sure if you got a superstar receiver, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I get it, but the O line got to handle stuff like that. You should be able to fit anybody in there. You got to be a quarterback that can continuously be great when you're going through. Like I don't care what team I was on, I was making sure I was still gonna be John Abraham. So Stroud has to do the same stuff. A lot of these guys can just sit there, and I think we give. And I know quarterbacks need players, but we'll give these quarterbacks all this money, and we give big players all this money, and then we can say, well, they're not in, and then it's because of them. No, like y'all got to be a good team regardless. Like if one
yeah,
guy goes down, if your main guy goes, like right now, we got to look for Jamar Chase to be the leader of that team because you're the next man up. It like
yeah,
okay, he's gone, but we still should be able to win with you. You know what I mean? Like okay,
yeah,
he's gone, we still because that's why I don't like when you say y'all's a great team or whatever. You lose one player and then your team go down, so you weren't a good team. You know what I mean? And so for him as a quarterback, you got to stand up and just really just turn it back up, man. Like that's why I kind of like Jalen Hurts, even though he gets the short end of the stick, he's always that leader. Like even if he don't put up the numbers, he's always that leader, and people will play for him. Even going all the way back from Oklahoma to Alabama, and now at Philly, guys play better with him. I don't care what they say about his numbers, guys play better with this guy.
yeah, 100%. So we'll see if they can get it turned around. At Jacksonville is a big opportunity for the Texans. They're 0-2. Maybe they can get that win. Then Monday Night Football, Chargers at Raiders. First play of the game, Geno Smith throws an interception. That wasn't a good sign. Chargers jump out to a 17-6 halftime lead and win 20-9. But Geno Smith really struggled in this game, Amanda. 0 for 12 with 3 interceptions on passes 10 yards or more downfield.
He looked awful.
Yeah.
I I'm I was speechless at how bad this game was for him. I mean, pass protection was the biggest red flag I saw for this team in particular.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about different O-lines being Swiss cheese and stuff this week, but I just it almost feels like they don't like him. Like that the team just doesn't care in this one. It was really rough.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, John? I mean, the
Well,
Chargers defense, to their credit, the defense played really well. Derwin James was all over the field.
Well, I've said it many times, and Amanda just harped on it that if the offensive line don't respect you as a quarterback, you know, because some guys come in with a little arrogance. I'm just got a big contract. Y'all guys. Quarterback can say one bad thing, And
Mhm.
them old linemen like, okay, all right, you might just, that was in Seattle. The same stuff don't work here. Or even, even comparing what you did in the past as a quarterback and try to come telling people, well, so and so did this. You can say one little thing, and Jensen needs to stand up and become a pro now. He's not in college. I don't think he like pass protection because
Yeah, that was
he
terrible.
almost got Geno killed a few times, and
Mhm.
he is just not a blocker when it comes to pass blocking. But I think the Raiders are the Raiders. And I'm not saying because Crosby played his butt off. He was in there making plays and doing the same thing, which they always have good defensive player going all the way back to Charles Woodson. But I think that this team has to come with a different type attitude because Gino might not be the guy, but they paid him, and oh boy is 74, so it's gonna be hard to change his thing. So I don't know what they're gonna do this year, but I don't think it's gonna get better for the Raiders. I don't think it's gonna be horrible, but I don't think it's gonna get better.
Especially
Yeah.
when you have Pete Carroll literally, I'm not even making like literally holding Geno Smith's hand on the sidelines. They were walking down the sideline, physically holding his hand. I'm like, I mean, we don't even have to say the coach is holding your hand there because it's actually happening on the screen. Like, I don't know what happened here. Maybe it was just a really rough game. Maybe something's going on personally, but it was rough.
Yeah.
Alex and I talked a lot of shit about Geno. He was playing like Jared Goff this week.
Oh, I do have one thing to say. One thing to say. I can say that I've talked trash about people, but I am into Herbert now.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
like him
Oh
now.
boy.
I didn't
Yeah.
believe him. I thought they gave him too much credit for him and Harbaugh working together. Now I like him now because
They have
the
they
last
have
2 weeks
built
he's
around
looked
him
good.
so well.
The last 2 weeks he has looked really good to me. And they did lose Mac. I'm not sure how long he's out, but like you said, the defense was playing exceptionally well.
Mhm.
But Herbert looks like he knows where he is now. Like he looked like
Yeah.
all this talk. I don't really think he cares about the talk. I think he's playing football now. He looked poised. He looked like he know what he's doing. He looked like he's confident. And I don't know if it came from Harbaugh or just him like finally growing up. But it's
Or the
like
really hot girlfriend that he just got.
yeah, that will keep your ass at home. I tell you
That'll boost your
that.
confidence a little bit. He ain't going out
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
He's
that'll
at
keep
home
you at
watching
home,
game tape.
right?
Man, I swear by Jim Harbaugh. I don't care if it's the pros. I don't care if it's college. I don't care if it's backyard football. Give me Jim Harbaugh as the coach, and we're gonna win. That dude is a quarterback whisperer. And Amanda Quentin Johnston, people had written him off as a bust for 2 straight years, and he started out the season looking pretty good. 3 touchdowns already.
He's looking good. He's looking spicy. I feel like their connection is so good. And I agree with you. I think
Mhm.
Harbaugh has made all the difference. But you look at what this team has done to address issues and to bring in the right people and to draft the right people. This is
Yep.
what I wanted for Justin Fields in Chicago. I wanted
Yeah.
them to bring in people that he could have good chemistry with, like that he needed to fill and address the gaps. Obviously, it's Chicago, so they're gonna Chicago Bears.
Are you
And
telling me Matt Eberflus isn't the quarterback whisperer you were thinking of?
well, no, I just mean like as far as drafting the right people. Flus
Yeah.
stops.
He was
But
throwing
that's
a shot at Eberflus.
I'm not going to say anything nice about Eberflus other than hey,
Luke
Green.
Getsy, your Trojan horse Luke Getsy coming from Green Bay to screw over the Bears.
Sometimes
Um,
I wonder.
I was gonna say one more thing, but I forget. So let's just move
Um,
on.
yeah, and Khalil Mack
Oh,
is supposed to be out 3 weeks with the dislocated
yeah,
elbow.
dislocated, no
Um,
break. So that's a
I
good
would just
news.
like to say 3 injuries this week. As soon as they were hit, I called the injury. I said it looks like he dislocated his elbow, the collarbone I knew, the Achilles I knew. So this is my new talent is just predicting what injuries are. So if anyone has a clip and they need an injury diagnosed, I have
The
my
injury whisperer.
WebMD PhD. I got you.
That is scary.
PEDs, cough, cough. Amanda's on PEDs. Um, week 3, Thursday night football. The 0-2 Dolphins at the 2-0 Bills. Where are we going here? The Bills are without starting defensive tackle Ed Oliver. They're without linebacker Matt Milano. The Dolphins are without tight end Darren Waller, and Jalen Waddle is questionable. Amanda, I know you're taking the Dolphins on the road in Buffalo to beat your Bills.
Sure.
I
I will
think-
say real quick, guys, Alex tied me in picks this week. So his picks are
yeah,
solid. Ain't no way in hell I am picking anyone besides the Bills here. Ed being out didn't affect them really this week. I don't think Milano's good. I mean, he's missed so much game time over the past.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's going to make a difference.
Bills at home is easy, in my opinion. Do you agree, John?
Give me the Dolphins to lose.
I was like, hold up, what?
Yeah,
Somebody take
nah.
Abe's blood pressure. I think he's having a heart attack.
I think they might play. I think they might play better than we think.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a better game than we think. I'm just saying that it's
They
not going
lost
to
to the
be.
Okay.
Patriots.
No, I'm just saying that I just said like I played teams that were horrible, and we were like, this is supposed to be one of the games I have like 8 sacks on, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh Lord, they did something different today. I think they're gonna try something different this week. I think they're gonna do something different this week. I think they're gonna do something to surprise us this week. And it's gonna work for the first half. Then it's gonna be like, okay, all right, it was good, you know.
They better look decent. I think Mike McDaniel, there's a chance if they fall to 0-3 and they don't look good on Thursday night, there's a chance that's Mike McDaniel's last game in Miami. So they better look decent.
Do you guys know what the spread is? Not that I care about gambling. I'm just real curious. I bet it's high as hell.
Uh, Give me 1 second here.
I bet it's
It
something ridiculous. This
is
has got to be such a lopsided matchup for betting.
11.5.
Jesus, yeah. I thought it
So,
was going to be 12. So yeah, that's
yeah. But great episode as always. Anytime AAA gets together, we absolutely kill it. Appreciate the support, guys. Thank you for your time, John. Thanks for your time, Amanda. Let's have a great week and get ready for another one next week. It's going to be a great season. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode and have a great week, guys. Peace out.